Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. Bombshell announcement surrounding Apple and Bitcoin. This one from Michael Branch. You wouldn't think that those two would be connected. I mean, maybe kind of secondarily. But get this, okay, on April 5th, a blog post came out from technologist Andy Baio. He revealed that a PDF of the Bitcoin white paper has apparently shipped with every copy of macOS since Mojave in 2018. What the heck is going on here? Satoshi Nakamoto's original white paper laying out the Bitcoin network is seemingly hidden within every modern version of the operating system on an Apple Mac computer. So if you guys have an Apple Mac computer that you purchased after 2018, you will have the Bitcoin white paper stored somewhere on the hard drive there. An April 5th blog post from technologist Andy Baio did reveal this. Baio told Cointelegraph, that he was just trying to fix my printer and scan a document with a wireless scanner when a device called Virtual Scanner 2 appeared that he'd never seen before. By default, Virtual Scanner 2 showed a photo, but when Baio changed the media type from photo to document, Satoshi Nakamoto's white paper did appear. So, a little Easter egg, perhaps? Are the people on Apple Bitcoin maximalists? Here's another just a short little video from Watcher Guru here, just showing where you can find it. I guess you can, command prompt. Just going to do this full screen here. Whoops. And just pause that and just kind of scroll over very slowly here. You can put in this command if you do have an Apple computer, and you can apparently bring it up. So I don't know. I mean, this is I would have to follow the steps to do this, but I will link this in the description of the video if you guys are interested in finding the Bitcoin peer-to-peer electronic cash system white paper if you guys do own an Apple computer. So a very kind of bizarre little twist of events here. Wanted to thank Michael Branch for letting us know that the people at Apple are in fact, or could be in fact, Bitcoin maximalists. Or maybe it's just a sassy developer having a little fun with his day. Cryptic Poet here also mentioning this, guys. More Vechain partnership news, this one with Boston Consulting Group. They're going to bring blockchain to mass adoption for billions of people and companies. In partnership with Boston Consulting Group, Vechain has unveiled its new sustainability-focused white paper, Web3 for Better, as part of its effort to bring blockchain adoption to billions of people and companies. Over the years, the company has been working towards plans to achieve environmental sustainability in the blockchain space, and a comprehensive vision of realizing this has been outlined in the white paper. So just to give you guys a bit of information on this, Vechain is building a blockchain biosphere, a modular series of ecosystems consisting of stakeholders from individuals to enterprises tackling specific sustainability challenges that utilize nudge economics to drive desired outcomes. And this is all going to be tracked on the Vechain blockchain. So, I mean, there's been a push for the ESG and in the sustainability field. Well, Vechain would leverage its massive client network seeking to cause a green revolution in the blockchain. It can be recalled that Vechain introduced a development called Carbon Credit DApp. With this, drivers have the option to upload their journey data while smart contracts calculate their carbon offset. So, again, a bit of a double-edged sword. The utility, the applications, definitely going to drive lots of value to the Vechain blockchain. However, it looks like we're moving into more of a big brotherish situation here. And so, I mean, this train is really going to be hard to stop. I gotta say, as Rosie Rios says, the train has left the station for Ripple and, utilizing blockchain technology, DLT and XRP in that particular capacity. Well, the blockchain movement really taking off, really soaring. And so, companies like Vechain too, I think is going to be one of those cryptocurrencies, the VET token, going to be one of the big ones, the ones that are going to appreciate the most. So wanted to thank Cryptic Poet. Wanted to keep moving, guys. BondCrypt XRP pointing this out. Okay, this is coming from Post Finance Bank, okay? This billion-dollar bank to offer BTC, ETH, XRP, and Litecoin to its customers with this new partnership. The firm has partnered with Sygnum Bank to make the move happen. As we know, there's already a connection to Ripple and Sygnum Bank. A recent announcement from a Switzerland-based firm reiterated that the crypto adoption train is not slowing down anytime soon. So now we have Post Finance, guys, the fifth largest financial service firm in Switzerland, asserts that its customers will be gaining access to cryptocurrency. This is made possible after the firm partnered with Sygnum Bank, a prominent digital asset bank in the country. So now Post Finance and Sygnum Bank are working together to offer some of the largest, it used to be some of the largest cryptocurrencies. I mean, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP are still in the top 10. Litecoin, I'm still kind of confused about Litecoin. It has dropped significantly since the last bull run, and it wasn't even very significant in the last bull run, but 2 bull runs ago, it was in the top 10. I believe it was the number 4 coin or something like that. I don't know, maybe these guys had an investment in Litecoin from before and wanted to carry that over to their clients. So many more coins, though, that do solve problems. Nevertheless, Post Finance disclosed that the firm will provide its customer base with features that will allow them to buy crypto. Customers will be able to store their crypto and sell digital currencies. As it appears, only a few select cryptocurrency assets will be offered at this initial stage. Oh, maybe it's because Litecoin is so similar to Bitcoin that it would not be considered a security. Maybe that's why. If that were the case, then it's interesting that they're adding XRP in this particular basket of currencies that they're initially going to offer to their clients. Again, this is in Switzerland, so this is not in the United States. It would make sense for a European country to already allow XRP purchases to their clients, considering XRP has been considered a currency everywhere else in the world other than the United States. Anyway, some great news here. Wanted to thank BondCrypt XRP for posting that. And guys, we've been hearing a lot about FedNow. I didn't realize this until now, though. Lift Capital brought this up. Boy, how the narrative has changed. Now, we were talking about this article the other day. FedNow could outcompete almost every crypto project in existence. And we were talking a little bit about that and why that is kind of maybe true for some cryptocurrency projects, but not necessarily true for other projects. Well, he's bringing us back in time. Take a look at this article from August of 2019. FedNow, when it was originally announced, FedNow, U.S. Federal Reserve payment tool, a threat to banks, not to crypto. So at that time in 2019, they were saying it was a threat to banks, not to crypto. Now, this is what they're stating. This is what the narrative is purporting, okay? FedNow could outcompete almost every crypto project in existence. So a bit of a tricky situation I think they're finding themselves in. Roman Skywalker here posting this. They are aggressively trying to move anyone who has any doubts concerning their investment. Someone mentioned that CPH was no longer listed as FedNow service provider, but my research has been done, so I know what I know. We also know that Vechain is going to be the back-end technology that is going to be supporting FedNow in some type of capacity, and Vechain Technologies, Volpay, also is integrated, or they are a Ripple partner. So we already know about the technology running in the background. The narrative, though, I think is the more interesting, at least in this particular story, is the more interesting aspect that I wanted to point out. We're now talking about this fact that this new technology, although it will be good in providing liquidity, once there is a cataclysmic crash, it could also, act as the catalyst for that cataclysmic crash. Ironically, or maybe not so ironically. One great example that somebody brought up the other day is that, with instant payments with FedNow, this could in fact spur on a run on the banks quicker, and it could in fact create a deeper cut for a lot of these banks, and the collapses could be a lot worse. So interesting now how they are, making it sound like, and this to me sounds like powers that be control narrative type of stuff. This one not particularly. I think that this is an honest headline here, but now knowing what we know, FedNow could outcompete almost every crypto project in existence. And moving away from the idea that the banks are going to be affected by this, when in fact banks are the most vulnerable. Interesting how they are shifting the narrative. So wanted to thank Lift Capital for pointing that out. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. also put out quite a lengthy tweet here on FedNow and central bank digital currencies in the United States. The Fed just announced it will introduce its FedNow central bank digital currency in July. So this is now confirmed. We're going to see some kind of CBDC coming out in July. CBDCs grease the slippery slope to financial slavery and political tyranny. While cash transactions are anonymous, a CBDC will allow the government to surveil all our private financial affairs. The central bank will have the power to enforce dollar limits on our transactions, restricting where you can send money, where you can spend it, and when money expires. A CBDC trial, okay, and then he goes into a digital ID, social credit score, all that stuff that we, have been hearing about. The patents, too, associated with the World Economic Forum that are also promoting this digital ID technology. The Fed will initially limit its CBDC to interbank transactions, but we should not be blind to the obvious danger here. Essentially, the fact that they can control us with this. So, he's saying this is the first step in banning and seizing Bitcoin, as the Treasury did with gold 90 years ago. Today, in 1933, so to the day, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. too is rumored, I think it's rumored, or maybe it's fact now, he is going to be running for president in the next upcoming election, replacing Joe Biden as the Democratic candidate. I mean, heck, that would be refreshing for a Democratic candidate, I've got to say. Also, just as a point of interest too, if you guys are Curb Your Enthusiasm fans, Robert F. Kennedy is also married to Cheryl Hines. Yeah, I know, it surprised me too. Anyway, this is what he's talking about here. I also noticed as 3 congressmen introduce a gold standard bill to stabilize the dollar's value. So, people I think are realizing that the crap is about to hit the fan and they need to do something and do it fast in order to restore confidence in the US dollar and maintain US dollar dominance. As America faces the twin threats of inflation and bank failures, 3 US congressmen introduced a pivotal sound money bill that would enable the Federal Reserve note, the dollar, to gain stable footing for the first time in more than half a century. And so this was introduced by Alex Mooney, Andy Biggs, and Paul Gosar. They introduced the bill, the Gold Standard Restoration Act, to facilitate the repegging of the volatile Federal Reserve note to a fixed weight of gold bullion. So, I mean, it's just a bill. Who knows if it will pass? Unfortunately, it probably won't. A gold standard would protect against Washington's irresponsible spending habits and the creation of money out of thin air. As we all know, prices would be shaped by economics rather than by instincts of bureaucrats. No longer would American families, businesses, and the economy as a whole be at the mercy of the Federal Reserve and reckless Washington spenders. If you guys want this bill to be enacted, I suggest you contact your representative, members of Congress, and let them know, guys. Email them. Unfortunately, I don't have an easy way for you to do that. But this is going to affect all of us. And not just people in the United States. It's going to affect everybody in some way, shape, or form. We also got U.S. Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene coming out and championing this same topic. This one from Michael Branch here on Twitter. U.S. Congresswoman calls for the return of the gold standard. She's voiced her opposition to the Federal Reserve's digital payment system scheduled to launch in July. So because FedNow is launching, now we're getting all these voices. I feel like, guys, shouldn't you have known this for months and months and months, like years by this point? And it's only at the 11th hour that you're deciding to do something. She recently suggested that the United States revert to the gold standard and not adopt digital currency payment systems. So she tweeted this: "We should go back to the gold standard, not digital currency payment systems. Hard pass." And then linked the link here. So this is again from Marjorie Taylor Greene. The new Fed digital payment system is expected to streamline the movement of money, simplify bill payments and transfers, and enable the settlement of consumer activities at a lower cost. Despite these intended benefits, the country's dependence on the US dollar has been steadily declining. There's been criticism of a secret operation, Choke Point 2.0, aimed at curbing the growth of the cryptocurrency realm in the United States. So, this is all a coordinated effort. When we talk about Choke Point 2.0, severing on and off ramps for cryptocurrency exchanges, this is because they want to usher in FedNow. And so if people have the option to, if they did not do, put it this way. If Choke Point 2.0 was not a thing and people could still trade their cryptocurrency freely and send it to and from whatever exchange they want around the world, wherever they wanted, and, in the quantities that they wanted, hundreds of millions of dollars, I mean, theoretically, you can send as much money as you want over a cryptocurrency exchange to another wallet, and, the government is not going to know about it. Well, what does that do to FedNow? That pretty much kills it, dead in the water. So the U.S. government is really strategically trying to make this difficult and, trying to find ways to do this in a way that they aren't viewed as the culprits in stifling cryptocurrency innovation. Unfortunately, I think the scam has been exposed to a point that, at least you guys, you guys who watch the channel and, many other cryptocurrency enthusiasts, they all realize, okay, this is what's coming down the pipe, and they're thinking to themselves, okay, I've got to keep my crypto safe. I might want to, diversify into other things like precious metals, gold and silver, what have you, because for the average person, this is just not going to be a good scene. It kind of reminds me of, and I don't know how old you guys are, but it kind of reminds me of Lars Ulrich, the Metallica drummer, back in the early 2000s, trying to tell the industry to stop with MP3s. And at that time, everybody kind of looked and pointed to Lars and was like, you're just an a-hole. I think at that point in time, Metallica lost a lot of fans too, because, the fans just wanted MP3s. They wanted music, and we all thought it was about money. The fact that Metallica wasn't making as much money because people were ripping off their music with MP3s. But what we did not see at that point in time, fast forward 20, 25 years in the future, what we did not realize at that point in time is that Lars was right. And I tell people this all the time. MP3s essentially ruined the music industry and, has kind of created a new music industry. Bands are now, they have to kind of tour more and sell more merchandise to make the same kind of money that they used to make before off record royalties because of this new technology. And I have a feeling that this is in some way similar. I can't quite pinpoint how, but it is in some way similar. I think, we're going to look back on this and we're going to realize, boy, we really should not have gone this route for a myriad of reasons. Also, I think the US government does see this, and this is why Choke Point 2.0 is a thing. They want to restrict us, so do not let them use cash when you can. Call your member of Congress about, this bill, the gold restabilization bill. All this will be beneficial in the long term. Anyway, I wanted to thank Michael Branch for posting that. Now, Rosie Rios just came out recently. This clip from XRPJB here on Twitter.
As you know, crypto has been in the news time and time again, and I just want to share that I am on the board of Ripple. Ripple is XRP. And so when people ask me the question, why did you join the board of Ripple? I joined the board of Ripple because XRP serves a purpose. It's a function that facilitates cross-border payments. It's not some store of value, kind of arbitrary value that is not pegged to anything. This is actually what legitimate financial institutions use, specifically for cross-border payments. So instead of days and dollars, it's seconds and cents.
I love that she stated there that, there's no arbitrary value associated with XRP, that it's real value. And the value today does not actually reflect even, I think, in my opinion, does not actually reflect the true value that XRP does hold. And so there's no arbitrary value associated with XRP. This coming from the former treasurer of the United States, Rosie Rios. Let's not forget, guys, her name is on all the money, and she outlines here why she did, in fact, join Ripple's board of directors. I think that would qualify as a glowing endorsement, does it not? But even Rosie Rios aside, guys, XRP is going to shoot up like a rocket ship. Hey, they said it, not me.
So let me just carry on with that thought, right? Sure. So I'm just going to recap what I've just heard, right? So a lot of money came very quickly into blockchain. With all that money came all that expectation. All that expectation led to a number of projects which people wanted to justify to, I guess, validate the fact that the sector needed the kind of money which was invested. Some of those projects, or 95% of those projects, are possibly not solving any real problem. So therefore, they're not of value, and therefore that's leading to slower adoption. Payments and gaming is two areas where you see early adoption. If I come back to payments for a second, what needs to happen to see greater adoption of blockchain, right, in a payment sector?
The single biggest thing that needs to happen is recognition from the regulators to essentially say, hey, here are the rules of the road, the AML, KYC, the norms that you essentially need to take care of. But after that, this particular use case can essentially take off in a country. So the only thing we need is regulatory clarity that essentially digital assets or cryptos can essentially be used to move value cross-border from point A to point B. And that's it. After that, there is nothing else that's required. Companies like us and many other companies will essentially just take this use case like a rocket ship. Right?
You heard it from Navin Gupta. Many companies like us, by the way, Navin Gupta works for Ripple. Many companies like us will take this use case and it will take off like a rocket ship. Is that what he said?
Companies like us and many other companies will essentially just take this use case like a rocket ship.
Sounds like we're going straight to the moon, folks. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.